was a dark and stormy night. The wind howled outside the windows of Lincoln High School, where a group of seniors had decided to spend the night as part of a dare. They had heard rumors of a ghost that haunted the old building, but they didn't believe them. They thought it would be fun to explore the empty halls and classrooms and maybe find some hidden secrets. They split up into pairs, each taking a flashlight and a walkie-talkie. They agreed to meet back in the cafeteria at midnight or sooner if they got scared. They laughed and joked as they went their separate ways, unaware of the danger that lurked in the shadows. Jake and Mia headed to the library hoping to find some old books or magazines. They pushed open the heavy wooden doors and entered the dimly lit room. They scanned the shelves looking for anything interesting. Jake picked up a dusty tome and opened it. He gasped as he saw the title, The History of Lincoln High School, a chronicle of tragedy and terror. What is it? Mia asked, curiously. Look at this, Jake said, showing her the book. It says that this school was built on an ancient burial ground and that ever since then it has been cursed. There have been dozens of deaths and disappearances here, all of them mysterious and gruesome. Listen to this. In 1923, a fire broke out in the chemistry lab, killing 7 students and a teacher. The cause of the fire was never determined, but some witnesses claimed to see a dark figure in the flames, laughing demonically. In 1945, a student named Henry Jones went missing after he stayed late to work on a project. His body was never found, but his blood was splattered all over the walls and ceiling of the room he was in. Some say he was dragged into a secret passage by the ghost of a former principal who was known for his cruelty and sadism. In 1967, a group of cheerleaders were found dead in the locker room, their throats slit and their eyes gouged out. The only clue was a message written in blood on the mirror. You're next. In 1989, a teacher named Mr. Smith snapped and killed 4 of his students with a pair of scissors before turning them on himself. He left a note that said, "He made me do it. He won't leave me alone. He's always watching. He's always waiting." And in 2003, a janitor named Bob Jones was electrocuted by a faulty wire in the basement. His last words were, "It's him. He's here. He's coming for me." Mia shivered as she listened to Jake's narration. She felt a cold chill run down her spine. She looked around the library, feeling uneasy. She wondered if they were really alone or if someone or something was watching them. "Jake, this is creepy. Let's get out of here," she said nervously. "Come on, Mia, don't be a chicken. It's just a book. It's not real. Besides, we still have time before midnight. Let's see what else we can find," Jake said, putting the book back on the shelf. He grabbed another one and opened it. He smiled as he saw the title, The Occult and Paranormal, A Guide to the Unknown. "Hey, look at this. This is cool. This is a book about ghosts and demons and stuff. Maybe we can find some spells or rituals to summon the spirit of Lincoln High," he said excitedly. "Jake, are you crazy? You wanna summon a ghost that has killed people? That's insane and dangerous and stupid. Let's go back to the others. This place is giving me the creeps," Maya said, grabbing his arms. Fine, but first let me check this out. It says here that there's a pentagram on the floor of the auditorium and that if you light 5 candles on each point and say some words, you can open a portal to the other side. How cool is that? Jake said, flipping through the pages. "Jake, stop it. You're scaring me. Let's go, now," Mia said, pulling him. Okay, But just one more thing, look at this. It says that there's a way to communicate with the dead using Ouija board. Do you know what it is? Jake said, showing her a picture of a wooden board with letters and numbers on it. Yes, I know what that is. It's a stupid game that kids play at sleepovers. It doesn't work. It's just a bunch of nonsense, Mia said, rolling her eyes. Really? Well, why don't we try it and see for ourselves? Come on, it'll be fun. And maybe we can ask the ghost some questions, like who is he, why he's here, what he wants, etc. Jake said, putting the book in his backpack. Jake, no, I don't want to play with a Ouija board, especially not here, especially not with a ghost that has killed people. That's a bad idea. A very bad idea. Please, let's go, Mia said, pleading. Come on, Mia. Don't be a wimp. It's just a game. What's the worst that could happen? Jake said, smiling. He took her hand and led her out of the library. They walked down the hall towards the auditorium. They didn't notice the flickering lights, the creaking doors, the whispering voices. They didn't see the shadowy figure that followed them with a wicked grin on its face. They didn't hear the words that echoed in the air. You're next. Jake and Mia reached the auditorium and found the pentagram on the floor. Jake lit the candles and placed the Ouija board in the center. He convinced Mia to join him and put their fingers on the planchette. He asked the first question. Is there anyone here? The planchette moved to yes. Jake smiled and asked the second question. Who are you? The planchette spelled out Lincoln. Jake gasped and asked the third question. What do you want? The planchette moved to YOU. Jake and Mia screamed as the candles went out and the door slammed shut. They felt a cold hand grab their necks and squeeze. They never made it out alive. The next morning, the police arrived at the school after receiving a call from the other seniors who had escaped the night before. They searched the building and found the bodies of Jake and Mia in the auditorium along with the Ouija board and the candles. They also found a video camera that had recorded the whole scene. They played the tape and watched in horror as the ghost of Lincoln High appeared on the screen, laughing maniacally. He looked directly at the camera and said, "Hello, officers. I hope you're enjoying my show, but don't worry, it's not over yet. I have a special surprise for you. Look behind you." The officers turned around and saw a group of zombies wearing the uniforms of the students and teachers who had died in the school. They recognized some of them as Henry Jones, the cheerleaders, Mr. Smith, and Bob Jones. The zombies launched at the officers and tore them apart. The tape ended with the sound of screams and flesh ripping. The ghost of Lincoln High had finally completed his revenge. He had killed everyone who had ever set foot in his domain. He smiled and said, "Goodbye, Lincoln High. It's been fun, but now it's time to move on. There's a new school opening next week, and I hear they have a lot of fresh meat. I can't wait to meet them." He vanished into the air, leaving behind a trail of blood and bones. He was ready for his next adventure. He was ready for his next victims. He was ready for his next game.